Welcome to my channel, Better Monday Fasting. In today's video, I'll be talking about a little bit like my dating life, a breakup, and how it's affecting my mental health and how it's affecting my fasting and overall well-being. So it's been a great learning experience. So the idea is not to gossip or give away too much personal information, but it's more like it's more about it's been a great learning experience. I mean, there's a lot of things I was not aware of, and living something like that intense, made me learn new things. So before getting started, nothing I share in this video or on the channel is medical advice. Always do your own research before making any health-related decisions. So to give you a little background on my dating life, like after 2000, I had my last serious relationship. It was around 2020. And that ended with the whole COVID thing. And then after that, so I had this nomadic life. I'll go from place to place, always meet people, always meet women that were interested in me and I was interested in them. And sometimes things will happen and sometimes not. There will be mutual interest, but the fact to be a nomad and stuff sometimes even though there were mutual interest, nothing will happen. But slowly but surely I kind of adopted this. Back then I didn't even know that it existed, but I kind of did it naturally of this movement, kind of joined the movement of men going their own way, So it kind of happened naturally, and years later I discovered that it was actually I wasn't alone. It was actually a movement. And for the past 4 years or so, I was really happy with that system, to not to be involved in relationships and have short-term relationships. I mean, as a man, you have to, you need to get sex. I mean, that's it's difficult to not live without sex, but not focus on dating and seducing and having a girlfriend and everything that goes with it. And I think I dialed in a really good system for myself. It was really working well. That way I could focus on my projects, on my health, on my art, and have kind of the fun part of what the opposite sex had to offer. Until June 2025, this year. So I met this woman, and right off the bat we clicked. It was kind of unseen for me. It was very very fast, and it was instant love. I don't know how they call that. But for me, I was convinced that it was all genetics. It's a genetic compatibility. So fairly quickly we start going out. So for a month we're just dating, and then a month later, I asked her to be my girlfriend, and she accepted, and the whole thing was just incredible. It was just green flag after green flag after green flag, and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And before you know it, we start making plans, like up to the point of like having kids together and stuff. Like it's just crazy. I sell out the whole men going their own way movement in it was just like because I wasn't looking for a relationship. I'm not really interested in having kids, but with that woman, like I was like, if it's gonna be like that, yes, I want a relationship, because it was great. And because there was this like huge like attraction, and in my belief it's genetic compatibility. So I even wanted to have kids, like with her, not in general, but if it was going to be with her, like I kind of twisted my own wrist, I was just like, like if it's gonna be with her, because it just felt like everything felt like perfect. So kept going with the relationship, and it was, day after day going better connection, better everything. But I had this trip scheduled to go back to my country, and I had already scheduled everything, bought the ticket and the plane ticket and everything, so it's not something I could cancel, and I really needed to go. Like, it wasn't like a vacation time, it was more like I had some family things to take care of and bring my things, to my musical instruments to Paraguay. And it was something I was putting off for months already. So I had to go. So it was kind of unfortunate that the trip was scheduled like a month and a half after I met this wonderful woman. But I told her, and and she was very positive about it. She's like, because the thing is, like, with being nomad all these years and meeting women, like, it always affected negatively the fact that I will leave, and come back. It always affected negatively my relationships. So I was a little bit nervous. Like, I was like, what, it's gonna. Now that I think I found like the one person that I wasn't looking for, but it seems to be the one. So I was kind of nervous, and she was very like, what, don't worry, like, it will go fast, and very supportive, very nice. And so then I went on the trip, and the first like 2 or 3 weeks, the relationship got even better. Like I don't know, we got like even more close, like closer than when we were together, like physically. So then I was like, wow, yeah, that's great. Like when I'm gonna go back to Asunción, Paraguay, I'm gonna end up in an even better relationship. Like, I mean, the relationship is growing despite the distance, which is like unheard of. Like, it was great until I remember the day, even until like August 7th. And so, like, I'm not gonna go in too much detail, but my ex-girlfriend's world has been shaken by like a really bad news, something really heavy, family-wise. And on August 7th, like, she find out about this this thing that is it's a terrible thing. And right off the bat, I knew that it was a crisis moment, and I had to feel like my role as a boyfriend, you know. So I was conscious of what was going on. I was just like, wow, this is something heavy. She needs my support, and I have to act like the man, you know. And my approach was that because like women tend to be so emotional and make decisions like with emotions, I was just like, I need to be the one that is calm, that analyzes the situation, and you know, basically what I was saying to her is like, you know, calm down and analyze, and you know, don't make any decisions like out of emotions, you know. And for me, that was the right thing to do, you know, like, because also like when we found out about what happened, we didn't know for sure. Like the information we had, it was like somebody told somebody that told her, that was like telling me, you know, like, so my first reaction was like, you know, first of all, we need to, you know, we need to know if that's exactly what's going on, you know, and not make any decisions with emotion. And because I mean, she's from a small town, and in small towns, you know, sometimes people get jealous, they want to manipulate you, so they can, you know, they can fabricate like stories and stuff, and it's not true, you know, like that's a possibility. But when I tried to communicate my vision to her, like she took it really bad. She took it very, and that could be like a cultural difference thing. You know, like maybe in her culture, she was expecting like the man to react one way. And in my super hybrid culture, I decided to react the way I reacted. But it was like, he wasn't cutting it. Like it didn't do, it didn't have a positive effect. And then we got into arguments, and I think up to that point we never had an argument. And then it was just like, that's the thing with WhatsApp. You know, when you're talking on WhatsApp, and you know, Spanish is my fourth language, you're on WhatsApp, and you know, you start sending messages, and you know, you don't see the emotions, and you respond to them, and the other person responds. Like, it's very dangerous. Like, you know, you can little by little, you can slide. You know, if in each message there is like 2% or 5% of misunderstanding, it adds up, you know, when you ping pong. And that night it got, it got pretty bad. Like it got to the point where, you know, I was just like, you know what, I'm just trying to help. This is not my problem. Like, I mean, this is your family. This is, you know, like, I'm just trying to be there. But obviously it's doing the opposite effect. Like, you're trying to be supportive, and you're actually creating more drama. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna shut up, and I'll let you deal with the thing. And then it was just like, that was the beginning of the end, I think, of the relationship. And after that, there was like, we'll kind of make up, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's gonna go back to, and there'll be another problem. Then we wouldn't talk for a while, no contact, and then again, we will meet. I mean, this is all online because I'm still in Europe, you know. So yeah, like this weird pattern of like you think that you're connecting again, and then, you know, and then I was just like, yeah, like I will, you know, when I come back to Asunción, maybe it's better if, you know, if we can talk to face. And that too, it took a while to, you know, like it took several days, or even like a week, or I don't know how much. Like it wasn't like she didn't, you know, she had come to the airport to say goodbye to me, but it wasn't when I came back. She wasn't at the airport to greet me, you know. So then it took a while and stuff. So then yeah, she was always saying, oh yeah, like I need to talk to you because there are certain things I cannot tolerate, and like, so I was just like, yeah, it's probably gonna be gonna meet up, like she's gonna break up with me, you know. And I couldn't understand, like, you know, like, what are you not tolerating? I mean, I haven't done anything wrong, but I guess like when you're, you know, going through hardship and maybe you have expectations, I don't know, like, and I didn't met those expectations. I mean, I wasn't there physically. That was a big, I think if I was in Asunción when that happened, I was maybe would have been different, but so then we had this sort of a date, you know, like in a mall. Like I was just like, I don't want to go on a, because first I think we were to celebrate the relationship's second month or third month, something like that. But then I was like, you know what? I mean, if it's gonna be, because I have a problem like with eating. Like I eat only once a day, and yeah, like if it's gonna be drama, like heavy stuff, like it just cuts my appetite. So I'd rather not have a dinner date. I mean, the dinner dates for me, like it has to be all love and, you know, good intentions, and then I really enjoy it. But if it's gonna be drama, so we met like in a shopping mall near where she lives, like to have a talk. And then when I saw her there, I mean the first minute when I saw her face and everything, yeah, everything made more sense. Like it was like she was a different person, but I could feel that, I could see and feel that she went through a lot, you know. So that's why, like, I don't like to communicate on WhatsApp, because on WhatsApp you don't see those things. And just to see her like that, it just took all the, because like sometimes she will sound kind of arrogant. Like when we're messaging, like I will be like, man, like who she thinks she is, you know? But when you see a person like that, I mean, it's obvious that she's been going through hardship. Then, you know, like I was just like, well, man. So we talked, and she told me everything that happened and how she took care of it, and like it's really heavy stuff. And I think on her part, she did really good. I was really proud of her. Like she took the matters in hand, and from my perspective, she managed it really well and took the really like the right decisions, but that could be very costly in a small town like that, you know. It's so it's not easy. It's not easy what she did, but she did the right thing, and I was super proud of her. Super proud of her. I told her, and I thanked her, because it wasn't only for what she did, but also for humanity. I think it was a good thing, like what she did. And so we had a talk, and then I gave her a ride. And yeah, she gave me, like, I was like, oh, can we take a picture and stuff? So she's like, yeah, and we took a picture. And while taking the picture, she gave me a kiss. So I was just like, wow, so maybe there's still something. And yeah, I mean, I think this video is getting too personal. I don't know if I kind of didn't want to talk, like, give the whole brief on the relationship. So then we're supposed to go to Green Day. We had a Green Day concert, and somehow, I don't know if she did it on purpose or something, we went there. I had already sent her the ticket, but somehow we couldn't meet. We weren't able to meet, and there was like 60,000 people. So I waited for her like an hour and 40 minutes. Like, I sent her a picture. Like, there was a problem with the internet connection, really bad. Like, we couldn't communicate, but like, luckily I had already sent her ticket. I waited until last minute, like, she didn't show up, and then I was just like, well, I'm gonna go to the show by myself. So I'm going, and then when I started walking towards the entrance, I had connection, and she was already inside or something. So she got in, I got in, but we couldn't meet. So it was really like, because I had bought the tickets when we were still in, I was still in Turkey. Hey, there's Green Day coming and stuff. So it was like, I was really looking forward to it. Like, I'm not a big Green Day fan, but it's like, seeing a show like the woman you love, and their songs are they're kind of light, and they have those like love songs and stuff. So I was I was really looking forward to it. Like, and that was the one of the weirdest bittersweet experience I had. So I entered the show. I missed the first song because I was waiting for her. So it was like, I didn't leave her behind, but she did, like that's how it felt. So, like, she didn't even come, like, because I had sent her the picture where I was waiting, but she had all this like trouble, like, like, because she told me, it's really close to my house where like the concert is. I was like, okay, great. So I came way more like in advance. I did everything in advance. But then it happens that she didn't have money to get a Bolt or an Uber, and she had to take a bus, and I waited for the bus, and she didn't want to tell me that she didn't have money. So basically the whole thing, like the whole night got ruined for $5, So then I told her, like, why you don't tell me? Like, it's just because the tickets were like, if you think on the money side of things, like, I mean, the tickets, it cost us, like, for the 2 tickets, like over $100 US, So you're investing $100, like, and then you don't get the full experience because of $5. I don't know. But I think things were going south for her, and maybe that was her way to communicate. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So she kind of ruined the show, maybe on purpose, so I would see that. So then I gave her a little bit of money. So I said, like, this is, because she didn't have her cell phone. She was out of data too, So to communicate with me, she asked for data to other people. Hotspot. So it's really, like, I think she was in a very bad situation financially. I mean, because of like what happened to her family, it cost her a lot of money. And also she had the pride to not ask me for money, because usually, like, the way it goes when Europeans or gringos, they date Latin Americans, it's like for the first couple months, it's like honeymoon period, everything is great, everything is great, we're gonna have kids together, but then after the 2 months, like, somehow the grandma gets sick, the grandma gets sick, and the Latina woman, she asked the Euro dude for money, and So I think like that pattern, my ex-girlfriend and I, we were both aware of it, you know. So I think we were both kind of trying to avoid it. Like I think she really didn't want to ask for money because to not fall into that category, and I respected that, so maybe I wasn't sometimes pushy enough to give money. But when it's like for things that are so small, so basic, and it also could be very dangerous, you know, like because after the show we couldn't find each other. I waited again for her at the same spot. I mean, that's the logic. I mean, you know, I send you a picture where I am, like, you don't come here, maybe after the show you'll wait. And she was like, oh, I looked for you everywhere. Well, yeah, but you're not gonna find me. There's 60,000 people, you know. Like just, I don't know, there's like, maybe it's cultural difference or no, I don't know. Like for me, it's like you meet, you know, the last point where you said that you were going to meet, you know, like that's like logic. But anyways, but then she had to go back home walking, you know. But she was with other rocker girls, so they kind of grouped up to not, you know, not be in trouble. But you know, that's dangerous. Basically, for $5 you can get raped or like get, you know, like you can lose your life. You know, it's very it's possible for $5. You know, so sometimes you gotta be. Yeah, you got to be smart. And also I told her, you know, if like I didn't know like you were that desperate for money, we could have also sold the tickets, you know. Sold the tickets and, you know, you take that money for your basic needs, you know, like it's more important. Like sometimes you got to do, you know, like there's other priorities. But that was really like, I was really heartbroken, you know. I really enjoyed the show. But it was like this bittersweet, like, yeah, it was very, I won't forget that show. And then I made a decision. From now on, I won't go, like I go to the shows by myself because people don't go, like people don't know how to go to shows. It's, and it was a rainy day, so I had my boots on. I had my pogo boots on. I had both us two, like you know, how do you call it? Like I don't know. It's like a plastic thing you put so the rain doesn't affect you. I bought us a plastic protector for the cell phones, you know. So I'm like all geared up. I went 2 hours in advance, waiting. So that's like a guy who knows what rock and roll is about, you know. It's like, you know, how is it like you're in Latin America going to a rock show. I mean, it's like it's a whole thing. And she's a local, like I mean, she's supposed to be a rocker too, but like, oh yeah, it's really close to my house. I'll be there in 20 minutes. No, doesn't work like that. And now Korn is coming in May, and I have my ticket, and I'm going with no one. Like I'm going by myself. Enjoying. I don't invite anyone because it's with the soccer games it's the same, you know. Like I'm a huge Trabzonspor fan, and I go hours in advance, and I like to watch you know, I get in when the stadium is still empty and stuff. Like I enjoy every second. But for other people it's not like that, you know. It's like they're like, oh, I have to go to the grocery shopping and it's like one thing they do out of 10,000 things, and they get into last minute, and then yeah, I'm not like that. So better not go with people who are not like me, who explain them. Like lately I went with a really good friend of mine, and he knows. So like I went in, he did his stuff, and then he joined me later. That's fine, you know. Like, but I just don't. For me, it's not just about the game. And the shows as well, like it's not just the show, you know, it's you know, it's like to see the bootleg t-shirt of the band, and especially in Latin America, it gives another, you know, like I'm gonna be seeing Korn in Paraguay. It's not the same thing as seeing Korn in Anaheim, you know. So you gotta enjoy the whole experience. So that thing happened, and then it was, yeah, it kind of got on a weird, like she had to be more in her town to take care of those things, and I was just like, I give her space and everything. But then I didn't see her like for a month or so, and then I just, like things like, the messaging and all that, it will get shorter, and she wouldn't. That's a new thing I learned, that people now passive aggressively, they leave your message on unseen for certain hours or something, all that like dynamic, that toxic dynamic that wasn't there. And then I start getting all these messages. That's where the algorithm knows better than you. Like I start getting all this publicity for, your girlfriend is cheating, if you want to track your girlfriend, like a lot of like, all of a sudden, a lot of ads for tracking my girlfriend if she's cheating and stuff. And then I was just like, I started thinking about it, and it kind of made sense that she kind of, went with another guy, like, so I started like believing it, I was just like, oh yeah, like it's, because she's always there, so there's something there. It's not just like her family, there's something there that it's good and stuff. So I was just like, I started believing it, like, it's a possibility that, and also like somehow I disappointed her, and maybe somebody there, like maybe one of her exes or her lawyer or no, I don't know who, played a better role than me, like that filled more the expectations. And then it was on October, 5th of October, she posts like on her WhatsApp a picture with, there was 2 other girls and 2 other guys. And I think what happened, because she had like a trip planned to go to Brazil with her daughter, but then I think with all the things that happened, that got canceled. And her friends, I think paid her a little trip to somewhere kind of touristy nearby to cheer her up. But the selfie was taken by a dude, like a good-looking dude, and she was on the second, it was like, so on our anniversary day, she posted like a picture with other dude, and she wrote something like, oh, my friends are on my side, and like, like, and she would post things like that, like kind of passive aggressive, like, oh, when you have to carry a couch to the 10th floor, there's 6 types of men, and one that does the job doesn't say anything, the other one pays, the other one, like complains, and the other one lets you do it and ask you how it went, or things like. And I was just like seeing that, and I'm like, should I take that personally, or like it was really weird. I really don't like that kind of. That's really bad communication. If you have to say something to someone, you just say it, like you don't. But that was really bad. But then I started getting really. I started losing sleep and stuff. I was just like, this is bullshit. Like, the best relationship is turning into something very toxic. And so on 2 days later, it was like the 7th of October. Again, it was like I couldn't fall asleep and stuff. So it was 6 in the morning. I wrote her a message. I was just like, sorry to say, I would have preferred to say it like in person, but since it's impossible to see you, I do it over WhatsApp. But it seems like, I'm I'm not a priority for you. So you have 10,000 other things that are more of a priority. So yeah, I'd rather call it today, and I thank you for all the good moments, but I cannot just like keep going with a relationship like that. So I sent her this message, and really quick, like I don't know, maybe an hour later or so, like she responds. She's like, "Oh yeah," because we always had the plans of meeting, but it will never come. She'll always delay, and she'll always stay there, like in her village, and never come back. And so that date was not happening. It was always delayed. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that day. Like that's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to talk to you about." So basically, telling me that she wanted to break up, but she was thanking me that I did it first. And then she starts like going on, yeah, and I'm still young, and like I have a lot of people to meet, and the relationship wasn't really good anyway. So like all this, like she was like putting down the relationship, like it wasn't all that. We had a connection, but it wasn't all that good. And I was just like, man, if if it's over, it's over. Why? Why telling all that stuff? Why putting down something that is beautiful? It's already it's over. So why? Why you don't? Personally, in my culture, we don't talk after the death. Like per person dies, you don't talk bad because they cannot respond. So the relationship is dead. Why you? So I went to bed and I could not sleep. I was just like, no, like. So I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but then because she was accusing me of, like, oh, you were just in for the sex, and like just all like things that I could not tolerate. But probably she was pushing all the buttons, but I didn't see it. I didn't have the maturity to see. So then I responded. I was just like, like I accept everything, but I'm not gonna let you put down the relationship like that, like talk down on it. Because I have respect for my memories, and it was a really good relationship, and I enjoyed every minute of it until August the 7th. And so I wrote her that, and then nothing. And then it was like a couple of days later or something, I was I want to see a friend, and then I get out and I look at my phone, and there are 14 messages, and there are 14 messages, and all of a sudden he got really like heated, and but yeah, like there were certain things that it just didn't make sense. Like she was kind of accusing me, like her perception is very almost delusional. So and during all this time I always like offered my help, like, but she kind of didn't want it for the reasons I mentioned before. And then in these messages, like she was saying something like, sometimes you don't need to ask for for helping, you just have to do it, And I was just like, well, that's fair enough. So I was just like, give me your here they call it your alias, like it could be your ID number or something else, like something that identifies you, so you can do a wire transfer. And she sends it to me, and that's something she was really resisting in a way, like for the reason I mentioned before. But also I think she had this, like, I want to do everything on my own, because since childhood I'm doing everything on my own. So doesn't want to let, somebody else help her. Like it's like a kind of like a pride, but that is, in my opinion, that is not. I mean, anybody can need help at one point in their lives. There's nothing shameful about that. Like, And then she sent me her alias, and like I sent her like for Paraguay a good chunk of money, and she was like really thankful. She was like, "Oh, it's gonna help me a lot." So I'm like selling some stuff, like I'm trying to find more, because I know how it is, you know, when you're behind and you haven't been asking anyone for help, so you have all these like. So I was just like, she probably needs more to just like to get her thing like jump started, you know. So within a week, I sent her like, well, I'm not going to give the amount, but it's for Paraguay, it's a decent money, you know. It's and for me too. Like, I mean, for right now, I wish I had that money, you know. Like, but without thinking, I give it to her and stuff. And then he went like, it was weird because officially we had broken up the relationship, but somehow the relationship was keeping going on its own. So officially we were not together, but it was kind of, and then she got into weird patterns. Like every morning she'll be like, good morning, how are you? And like, then I'll respond, and then unseen my message all day. And then next day, how are you? Good morning. Like, so now I kind of research on the matter. Like now I understand better, but, and then she will, in her village, I'd find a job at the library, at the bookstore. So she will send me stuff there, and then she found another job for school, like she will enter some data into the computer, but she will send me like kind of proofs that she's, you know, that's also very like women who are cheating, you know, they're kind of sending you evidence that you didn't ask for, you know. So I'm guessing is that, to me it was kind of weird that she's sending me, you know, look, I'm really doing, you know. Or maybe because I gave her money, because maybe she wanted to be like, you know, you gave me money, but I'm not just like sleeping all day, I'm doing stuff. It could be that too, and that I respect. But then it got more weird, like with the oh yeah, then what happened is like I was just like, okay, so maybe now she's allowing me to be the man in the relationship. So I want more. I was just like, because she was saying like she was working on the computer. She was like, oh yeah, I don't see very well, and and I was like, well, we got to get you glasses, you know. And then she was, I just got a dental insurance, you know. It's like $15 a month. It's crazy. It's $15 a month, and you do all the basic stuff for free. And then on the more expensive stuff, you only pay 50% of the materials or something like that. And I can add 3 more people, you know. So then I asked her, I told her, you know what, like we can put you and your daughter, like it doesn't cost me anything more, you know. And then I asked also the people, if, you know, the person doesn't pay, it doesn't affect me. No, you can just put 3 more people. So I was just like, but I think it didn't go very well. She was like, well, then she told me that she was, the same company she had, she was in debt with them, but it seems like they screwed her over. Like she canceled her plan. They said, yes, it's canceled, but then 3 years later, they're like, oh, you owe us 3 million guaranis or something like that. So she didn't want to go back with that company, so it doesn't, you know, open the Pandora door. But I think me being kind of like protective like that, I don't think it did the opposite. And then she was even more distant. She was even more distant, and yeah, she was even more distant. And then finally she came back to Asunción to take back her routine, and I had the chance to be, several times I had the chance to be intimate with her, but because we were having sex after a while. Once we became boyfriend girlfriend, we were having sex without protection, you know. but this time, like, even though I mean, everything was great, like intimacy wise, she wanted to use a condom, you know. And her excuse was, oh yeah, because she had like a contraceptive thing that the woman put on here, and she's like, oh yeah, I got it last year and it's been a year, so now it's not working anymore. Okay, I kind of believed it halfway. So we used protection, and then I went home and I researched. I was like, you know, how long does it ChatGPT, how long does it last? Like, and all the results I was getting is like either 3 years or 5 years. So then I asked, like, I mean, there are ones that like they go only 1 year, and all the results I had was negative. I mean, there's usually they don't have it for 1 year. So I was just like, wow, that's kind of a lie. So I was kind of anticipating. I mean, that's also another clue that she has another boyfriend, you know. So she gives that part of her intimacy at that level to somebody else. So then we saw each other several times, and also I noticed that she got slimmer, you know. Before she was like super sexy. She had a lot of like really juicy, you know, like just like super attractive. She had that extra layer that made her like really attractive. So I was thinking, because she told me that those contraceptive things, they're also like they also boost the hormones, you know. So I was just like, it makes sense. So if, you know, the thing ran out, that's why. So I asked her, like, so this is why you lost a little bit? Like, I mean, you got slimmer, like, why? And then she was like, no, I go to the gym. I go to the gym every day. It's a project, like I'm trying to, you know. Then I was like, I thought it was the contraceptive thing. And when I said that, she was just like, she didn't know what I was talking about. So that's, again, it's like, yeah, you're just a liar, you know. Like, you're just lying to my face, and you even forget your lies, you know. It's just so during that time also, like, I was getting, besides the messages like your ex is cheating on you, like your girlfriend is cheating on you messages, I will also get a lot of on TikTok, a lot of material on the dismissive and fearful avoidance syndrome, you know. And so I started watching videos of, you know, avoidance, kind of explaining how, you know, their world, and also people on the other side of the spectrum. The thing is, like, it made a lot of sense. Like, I didn't know that thing existed. So the whole, like, you know, the first 2 months they love bomb you, you know. So that happened for me, and then like the breadcrumbs, you know, like, hey, how are you, good morning, but then I don't really, you know, it's like, it's not to reconnect, it's just to see if you're, so then I'm like, man, there's a lot of things that are matching, you know. And so like I took the decision, you know, like we both need to heal, you know. That's the thing. I mean, like, because they say, what is it? It's like there's the fearful avoidant, and the other one is the anxious. I don't know what. I think I'm in that role, but I don't see myself as an anxious. And for me, I just like, I'm just like normal, you know, like like I'm a normal human being. I mean, you communicate things, and you know, when I receive your message, if I see it and I have time, I answer it right away. Like, I don't play games, like, and but a lot of things, because my ex-girlfriend, she got traumatized when she was a kid, all like she was traumatized, and also she didn't receive a lot of care, a lot of love, and those are all like from my understanding of the avoidant syndrome is like those people very early on they know that they're just on their own and nobody's going to help them. So when there is love, somebody loves them, they get too close, they want to avoid it, you know. It's just like too much. It's like too much for them. And so they love bomb you the first 2 months and stuff, and then when it gets too intense, they just switch to, they find another distraction and they go with someone else. And so I'm not saying it's that. I'm not a professional, like to say in mental health to say that she's suffering from that, or. But I think that's what kind of makes sense. And what they say is like you got to go no contact, you know, like you're just gonna leave them alone. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, it's been 9 days since I last saw her, and I'm not planning on calling or anything. I don't think it will do anything. And now that I learned about the breadcrumbs, yeah, I'm not gonna fall for them either. Like if somebody is not coming with, and I don't really need apologies, but like somebody needs to come with a plan, you know, like I want to see you at that place, that hour to talk about that because I want to I want to build this. Yeah, somebody's got to come with, but hey, how are you? And then I ignore your response for 2 days. No, thank you. So that's where I'm at. So this entire experience was really, really interesting because I'm back to being men going their own way, but with a broken heart. So I was better off before the relationship because I was just like, man, I just find, the perfect solution for myself. Like I live in Latin America, and I can access women when I want. I can focus on my project. I have the best life. And this thing happened, and so I embrace it as a learning experience. Like like I really didn't know. First of all, I didn't know about the whole avoidant syndrome, and it makes sense. It makes totally sense when you know the background of the people. Like it makes totally sense. So I learned about that. I learned that maybe I had something that need to be healed. Because why have you decided to go men going their own way, but as soon as the real thing happened, you just gave up. you just gave up the men going their own way concept for the real thing. So that also shows that maybe something is unhealed because maybe I become like a men going their own way because I couldn't find true love or something. It could be. But also I learned about, dating in 2025, it's too complicated. And now that, I'm 50 years old and I don't want to date 50-year-old women. So I'm going with the younger ones, and it's just like, it's brutal. Like it's a very brutal world. Like it's very, so yeah, I mean, to my ex-girlfriend, I will try to express, I was like, I don't want to communicate through WhatsApp, I mean, I even prefer like a FaceTime, that's okay. But no, it's all like ping pong of WhatsApp. Everything is, because she's probably talking to 10 other guys. And if she FaceTime, she cannot maintain her whole, that's probably the reality. And also that's what I felt like, if he really felt like, because she didn't break up with me, but before it was really obvious that I was her priority number one, like in terms of like men, and later I was, I don't know, number 4, 5, 6, 12, I don't know. But that really felt like it really felt. I really felt the difference, and yeah, it's just kind of like broke my heart also, because I was like trying to give her space for her to fix her life, you know. But she took advantage of that space and the money I gave her to get her a new boyfriend, you know. And that's, you got to be a woman to do that. I mean, I don't want to be sexist or anything, but it's just like, you know, they say they always, like monkeys, you know, they go from one branch to another. I think at one point she was like, okay, he's not going to do it. He's not like the man I'm looking for. And she started to construct, like, regardless of the severity of what was going on with her family and her situation, she didn't waste time. And all this time, to me, it would have never crossed my mind to get another girlfriend, you know, like it would have never, on the contrary, like I would never, like, especially if my girlfriend has problems that are like outside, not related to the relationship, you don't leave a person, you know, even if you want to leave that person, you don't leave it during that, you know, you don't want to be one more problem to all the problems she's having. But yeah, like the woman, they don't care. It's just very cruel. It's like that. I mean, it's their hypergamic nature. They're built like that. I mean, I'm sure there are women that are nice, but until I meet one, I don't know. That's my take on them for now. It's really, that's like, it blows my mind. Like, how can you, in all this drama, like you just find, yeah, no shame, no, yeah, that's horrible. Like, I think it's horrible. It's a horrible behavior, but it is what it is. So I learned a lot about that, and yeah, and also like yeah, you got to be careful, like with the mental health and things affecting you. And it's I noticed that I couldn't. I'm having a hard time. Like this year, I'm doing my intermittent fasting, 18/6 every day. That I don't have a problem with that. But last year, I think I fasted like 67 days or so in 2024. And now we're in November, 10th of November, and I only did a fast outside of my 18/6 of 13 days. So I haven't been fasting a lot, and I know that that's actually what I need. Yeah, I know that the solution to everything is fasting, but I apprehend a little bit fasting, because what happens is that with fasting you get more sensitive, you know, and usually it's the process of healing, you know. But now, like, there have been a couple days I was like, oh, I'm gonna fast today, and when it comes, you know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, it's just that, yeah, I could fast. I mean, it's not eating that is a problem, but it's just that because I'm heartbroken, it's just that I know that if I keep fasting, it's gonna come up. But during that period, I did a couple of fasts of like one of 40 hours and one of 61 hours. So it's not like I haven't done any, but yeah, like I kind of apprehend that moment without food, where you're gonna have to face things, you know, when you're already heartbroken. So it's not before, like, all the healing process will happen, but it was like a surprise. It comes more from the subconscious. But right now I already have something cooking on the so to speak, on the stove, you know, like so it's obvious that it's gonna come out. And but I've been doing really well. Like, I mean, for the last month, like since I broke up, like officially, I think I've been healing. I've been healing. I was able to detach myself. You know, it's not easy. You know, when you, because I was really convinced that it was like the woman of my life, and I think genetically she is. Like, I think even when we broke up and the relationship was going on, I was just like, what the fuck is that? You know, like, how can this be possible? I mean, you have two adults that are breaking up, but somehow the relationship is going on still. So I was thinking, those are my future kids, you know. Those are that's like my future kids. I should say our future children's souls that want to come to this world, you know. So that's why they're like, no, you gotta. And now where I'm at, I mean, with this woman, I think, like, if I had the possibility to keep a relationship with her, I think my life will be hell. Like, I don't think she's good for me. But I know that we are programmed to have kids together. Like, that's, I mean, that you gotta live it, like, you gotta live it to understand. Like, because I see it with other women, you know, you're like, okay, that's good. It's good sex, she's hot. But you don't, you know. And then you're with someone and, like, every second your subconscious is like, it's her. You gotta have kids with her. It's her. It's your other half, whatever. It's just amazing. And nothing but, you know, like all her bodily smells and stuff, like everything smells good, you know. Like all intimate part, like I won't go into details, but like it's like that's just ridiculous. Like, it's not that it doesn't smell bad, it's just like you love it, you know, you just you know, she doesn't need to put any perfume on, like, it just, her natural scent is like you're like, yeah, you're just like, I think it's compatibility, genetic compatibility. So now the last thing that is still bothering me is that even though I have a lot going on, it's just that, and I'm healing, I'm detaching, and I'm, you know, now I'm like, okay, I don't want to see her anymore, I don't want to talk to her anymore, like, I'm fine with it. But it's still, you know, it's still occupying a lot of bandwidth with my brain, and I don't want to, like, because it's useless. It's useless energy, but it keeps coming back, and I think it's due to the fact that, again, genetically I find the perfect mate, and the body cannot accept because he hasn't accomplished the mission, you know, to have offsprings. So it keeps you in the brain, because nature doesn't care if your life is hell, you know, like, nature cares about offsprings. So that's what I'm thinking. It's like, you know, nature is trying to hack my brain, so I do my mission. But what is most important, like, to have a great relationship or have the kids that need to come to this earth, you know, like, because maybe there's a bigger project than my little being, you know. Maybe I'm gonna have two kids. One is gonna play for the Paraguayan national team, the other one for the Turkish national team, and they're gonna be Maradona, you know. You don't know. Maybe that genetic combination is for that, you know. It's, so, yeah, God has a plan. So, what do I do? You know, try to keep it sane and happy and live the men going their own life to the fullest, or accomplish my mission and have the best offsprings I can have. we'll see. I'll keep you up to date. I don't know if I'm going to publish this video. It's a little personal, but I think it's good. Like it's a good. It's been a great learning experience. I'm taking it like that. I learned at various levels. Learned a lot of things that I was completely unaware of, because since I quit like real dating for the past 5 years or so. I mean, I had one girlfriend from Culiacan in 2023, but I wasn't that emotionally involved. But it was great. It was a great relationship. But other than that, yeah, it was all like freelancers. So maybe I lost, like, I don't know, like this whole dynamic of dating online and stuff, it's bullshit. Like we gotta bring the 90s back, man. Like just screw that whole like web thing and just like real amps, real bands, you know. No more social media, no more bullshit, you know. So yeah, it's been a pretty long video. Oh my. So to finish it off, yeah, I'm a person who's really into fasting. So I have a product called fasting electrolytes. You can purchase in the US. It's fasting salts without any conservatives, additives, and it will help your fasting journey, carnivore journey, and ketogenic diet. I also have a brand called Better Monday Fasting. So this is the YouTube channel, and you can book some coaching with me. I have a book called For a Better Monday, where I share my experience with fasting, and it's a great book if you want to get started with fasting. And lastly, I'm a musician. My band is called Black Sea Storm. If you want to check it out and support me that way, I really appreciate. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.